gonna lie, ever since I heard the term unpunishable woman, like a million light bulbs went off in my head. As someone at their big age, in their late 20s, always feeling this feeling that I'm gonna get in trouble somehow, who pays their own bills, who has been paying their own bills for years, feeling like, I'm gonna get in trouble. The term unpunishable woman, like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, I need to be that immediately. And then I started watching TikToks on it, and I realized, you know what? No one has a right to sun you. No one has a right to put you in your place or just really tell you about yourself, especially if you did not ask. When I say that, it's not like, oh my goodness, you're not letting anyone hold you accountable. Like, who are we? I see that. Just let me stop talking, because all of TikTok feels like it's their right to hold people accountable for certain things, but I'm just talking about real life right now. But it's no one's job to hold you accountable excessively or unnecessarily. Definitely, we're being unpunishable women all 2026.
Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Miss Kafoy. Ladies, today we're talking about how to be an unpunishable woman. To be honest, I've never heard about this term before. I heard about it yesterday night as I was scrolling through TikTok, and I was impressed. Like, wait, this is actually a thing. How do we become unpunishable? How do we place ourselves in situations whereby men cannot punish us, men cannot misuse us, men cannot do this and this to us? How? So in this video, we'll be finding out why. And I urge you to stick till the end. Like, the amount of wisdom in this video really opened my eyes. So without further ado, let's quickly jump right into this video, and then I'll be back to give my take on it.
You do not want to have a man have the ability to punish you, because he will do it when the time comes. Here's how you become unpunishable. My thing is falling. My daughter ripped it down. Ignore that. Men have this secret code, this unwritten rule, that if these things I'm about to list do not apply to you, they will use these things to punish you. Number one, have your own money. Always have your own money, or a man will punish you with the lack of that resource. Now, there's a caveat to this. Do not tell him if you have a significant amount of money or if you're putting away money. Zip it, okay? Because if the time comes, why do my eyebrows always look so crazy? If the time comes, he will then know about it and, again, use that as punishment. So zip it. 2, never move away from your support system. If somebody is trying to move you to another state, another country, a city that is extremely far away, do not do this. It will be the biggest mistake that you can make. It is moving you away from your support system, and if you don't have kids already, going to make your life more difficult, and it will make you stay in a bad situation longer. Again, men know this. 3, never let yourself go. If a man sees you letting yourself go, or you are getting to that place where you're letting yourself go, you're doing yourself a massive disservice, because again, he will use that as punishment. A, he will use it as an excuse to cheat because you let yourself go, you are not who he met, and B, he will be able to use your insecurities against you. Do not let yourself go. 4, do not tell him your traumas. A bad man will use your traumas against you, and an even worse man will use those traumas directly on you. And number 5, if you can ever help it, do not cut off friends and family. Again, these are your support systems. And when you have nobody to talk to, you are going to make that man your everything. When he knows he's your everything, he will use that against you. He will pull away. He will use silent treatments. He will use everything in a toxic way because he knows you have nobody to go to. And very toxic men will make a point of saying they don't like your friends and they don't like your family, and very likely, slowly, they'll trickle it in, but say these people aren't good for you, they're toxic. And if that's actually not the case, and he just doesn't like them because they go against him, do not do this. Do not ever do this. I love you. Bye.
Okay. It is really important as a woman to remember that even when you make mistakes, you have a right to your dignity. You also do not have to accept being degraded and humiliated by other people, by systems of power, on or offline. And I do think this is really important. When I talk about what it means to be an unpunishable woman, there are times that our actions, even actions we might not be proud of, when we make mistakes, that they will have consequences, right? Perceptions of us may change. However, that does not mean that you deserve, nor should you accept degradation, humiliation, unsafe behavior. Now, of course, when you're in the public eye or you're online and visible in any kind of way, this is amplified. People will have opinions. People will have things to say. That is what it is. And at the same time, you are a human being. You do not have to accept all of that kind of pushback that comes with it. And it's totally okay for you to still choose to protect your peace of mind. This is very important for women of all kinds, but particularly young women, right? We're living in a time where more and more women are coming online, more and more women are moving into industries where they are hyper visible. And therefore, the standard often of behavior expected is higher. The consequences that can come from being exposed are larger. All right, and things can go global, right? Behaviors that you may have done behind closed doors or done where you were only known in your local community now, if they happen, they are recorded, they are captured and shared, it can very much become global. However, that does not mean that you have to allow people to punish you. That systems, whether that is social global communities, to punish you. Everyone makes mistakes. And there will be those of you who think that what I'm saying is that women should not be accountable, should not take responsible for their actions. No. Remember, an unpunishable woman is rooted. She is regulated. She is resourced. But she is not perfect. And in being rooted, it's about being honest within yourself about who you are, what your weaknesses are, and where, yes, you may have made mistakes. That, however, does not give other people the right to degrade you, to attempt to humiliate you in the face of those mistakes. And I think it's really interesting right now. There's a conversation happening online around couples and one of the couple cheats, particularly when it's a woman who makes a mistake. It's funny how it's not viewed as a mistake when a woman makes it. By the way, regardless of gender, betrayal is never the ideal. That's not something you would take pride in. Really, it's not something to be taken lightly. But we do live in a society where one gender has been allowed. Often, this type of behavior is enabled, it is facilitated, it is condoned. Regardless of what people say, that is what history shows us. Often women are expected or encouraged, particularly if you come from religious backgrounds, conservative backgrounds, you are expected as a woman to just literally accept this. You are expected to demonstrate this endurance, resilience, and moral, virtuous character by accepting that a mistake was made by your husband or your male partner. There is a clear inequality in the way that these matters are viewed and treated. And I think in the day and age we're living in now, as I say, just because someone is not perfect, newsflash, women are not perfect. Human beings aren't perfect. Mistakes do get made. And here's the other thing. There is a difference between a mistake and habit and patterns. History shows that systemically, there is a habit and a pattern of allowing, enabling, condoning, and facilitating men betraying their female partners. That is a habit and a pattern systemically. All right. So it's really interesting to see what is a push towards punishing, especially talking about someone's career being forever altered because of a mistake they have made. And that is not expected, nor is it enabled when it comes to men. We see many high-profile male figures go on to thrive in their personal and professional lives after publicly or privately betraying a female partner. So there's no need for this young woman's career to be forever altered because of one mistake that she has made. Remember, you do not have to allow people to punish you. Will there be consequences for our actions? Always. Yes, absolutely. But you do not have to allow people to humiliate you, to degrade you because of a mistake. it's not necessary.
My number one advice for women is be unpunishable. One thing about me, two things for certain, you can't punish me. If you don't like what I do, if you don't like what I say, you can just block me. You can, get to going, but you can't punish me. What do I mean by this? You're not gonna sit there and tell me about myself, etc, etc. I already know myself and I like myself. Like, for instance, I remember I was talking to this one girl and she literally got married under false pretenses. Like, the guy had lied about a lot of his financial, his age, a lot of situations about his life, right? And she's an Igbo girl, and she was like, oh, okay, I want to leave him alone. I want to run away from him, but he's already paid my dowry. He's already paid my bride price. Mind you, this is a girl who's in America. And I was like, give it back to him. And she was like, oh, but what if he doesn't accept it back? I was like, if he doesn't accept it back, that's his business. That's his dirty, bloody business. There's no legal contract between y'all. Something just happened in the living room somewhere in Anambra. Doesn't mean that you're going to stay in some marriage with a liar, a cheat, a weirdo, a fool, an insane person because he doesn't give back his bride price. That's not your business. So when she was like, what do I do if he doesn't take it back? I'm like, then go off and live your life. The government's not tracking y'all. You know what she said? She was just like, oh yeah. Oh, exactly. Don't anybody stress you. And as a woman, don't let anybody punish you. Okay? Okay. Bye, guys.
Women who center themselves are honestly the best fucking women around. The best fucking women around, because there's nothing that gives me the ick more than you meeting a woman and then all she can say is, my boyfriend this, my boyfriend that, my husband this. Shut the fuck up. I do not give two shorts about Bumbleclot's name. Let's be so fucking for real. I'm scrolling on TikTok having a laugh, tee hee here, ha ha there, and then some girl comes up and it's like, today my boyfriend. I don't care. Unless you're pranking him or you're stressing him out or you're spending all of his money, I don't care. When I was traveling, I met this girl, had no idea she was in a relationship. I think we'd been hanging out for about a month. And then all of a sudden I was like, hey, by the way, are you dating anyone? Are you single? And she's like, yeah, I've been in a 10-year relationship. The way that I applauded her in slow motion is like, girl, I've known you for a month and you've not brought up this man one time because you have your own life. You center yourself. You do everything that you want to do. You do things on your own. You do things with him. You meet new people. I was just like, damn, girl, respect on your name, respect on his name. And she was like, yeah, he sends me money. He takes care of me. We have a business together, all this stuff. And I was like, I had no fucking clue. I love this for you. That's the kind of man I want to see for my friends. The guys that support them from afar. Yeah, women who center themselves. The best. And they just make the best friends as well. They're people that you can rely on, you can count on. People that they stand up for themselves and they stand up for shit. It's just good vibes all around. So girlies, start centering yourselves more if you actually want to have really good female friendships. Unfortunately, there's a lot of pick-me's out there. I am a past pick-me. I think we're all brought up and raised to be pick-me's, unfortunately. So I'm not judging anyone. But the older you get and the longer you stay in that area and that mindset, I'm sorry, I do start to judge you. If you're in your 30s and you're still a pick-me, that's your own, that's all of your own decisions, babe. Because in your 20s, you're still figuring it out. I will forgive you. But if you're in your 30s and you're still in your pick-me era, I've nothing to say to you.
Women, listen to me. Listen to me. Always have this mindset, and you will see men will stop using you and they will stop manipulating you. Always have this mindset. Always have this mindset that you are a queen. You're beautiful. You are a queen. You're a princess. You look so pretty that this man saw you. The man fought for you. The man walked up to you. The man approached you. The man toasts you. The man is begging you, please be my woman. Maybe you accepted the man because maybe you want to give love a chance. And this man now, you guys started dating after some while. This guy now say that you're not okay for him again. He started ghosting you. He started forming attitude. He started misbehaving, maybe because he sees that you're showing too much love for him now. He started misbehaving. And you now, you start begging the man, a queen like you, a princess like you. You start begging a man you're doing a favor. A man that came begging you. A man that came begging you that please be my woman. You do a man a favor by accepting to be the man's woman. and the man is giving you attitude, and you, a queen, a princess, you're now begging that man, why are you not calling me? Why are you ghosting me? What have I done? You started complaining to a man that came begging you to be his woman. When you start having this mindset, you will know that no man on earth worth you, worth your depression. No man on earth worth your disrespect. No man on earth worth looking down on you. You're the one that give that man that chance to look down on you. You're the man that give that man that chance to talk to you the way he's talking to you. You gave that man the right for him to be doing what he's doing. Because if that you did not accept that man, who born that man to come to disrespect you or to start ghosting you? Who born that man? When you start having this mindset, you will wake up and become a smart woman. Hi, I need to coach somebody. I need to coach somebody. I need to mentor somebody. Join my mentor class. Join my mentor class. Let me see if you will remain the same. What is enough for the wise?
Nervous system regulation does not happen in safety, in the familiar. It happens in self-authority. When you break invisible contracts, remember, it requires force. It requires brutal, bloody gore and force. That's what it requires. When you go through that process, when you become the villain in anybody else's story, when people are saying that you're difficult, angry, bitter, unreasonable, unbending, that you're not being peaceable, when you finally start putting some boundaries in place for you, when you finally start prioritizing yourself, when you finally stop playing by the rules that were created to control you, confine you, and keep you small as a woman. In that moment, when you feel like you're in the crucible, when you feel, like you literally don't know what to do with yourself, that is when your nervous system is being regulated. It is in those moments when you learn how to widen your window of tolerance for being unpopular, misunderstood, criticized, people speaking about you, family members choosing not to speak to you. They start playing emotional games. They start trying to guilt trip you. You're being told by people around you that you will regret the decisions that you're making, that you will never have a life without them, that you can never survive without the group, without the community, without that particular way of life, right? That is the moment that your nervous system learns to hold disapproval, visibility, exposure, power, money, truth, autonomy without collapsing. And so many of you are trying to avoid those breaking points and everything that comes with it, the consequences, the punishment that comes. But in your avoidance of those things, you are not allowing your nervous system to be regulated. You're not learning what it feels like to hold all of those emotions, still move forward, and still decide to self-author, still decide to stand in your power. Because it's in those moments, moment after moment like that, that you learn how to regulate your nervous system. You become better at identifying the sensations in your body that come up, tight chest, shallow breathing, whatever the sensations are for you. And then you learn to not fear them. You learn to ride those emotions. You learn to still function and operate in the midst of those emotions, because it's not going to send your nervous system into a complete downward spiral. You learn when your nervous system is actually rebalancing itself, when it's integrating what you've just learned, what you've just come through and experienced. And then that gives you a new baseline of knowing, of self-knowing, of, yes, sometimes even confidence in the decisions that you're making for yourself as a woman. That is the true work. I once heard a coach on this very app, actually. People often think that it's the challenge in the way. Actually, the challenge is the way. The breaking of invisible contracts, the consequences and punishment that you might be fearing, that might actually be about to happen. That is the way. Going through that, the only way is going through it, is what enables you to regulate your nervous system. It is the regulation. Because remember, at every level you get to, there's always going to be something. New level, new devil. When it comes to you becoming more and more unpunishable in your life as a woman. So don't avoid, and I get this question all the time, how do I have the conversation? What do I do after? The challenge is the way. The only way is through. Because if you don't go through the breaking of that invisible contract, if you do not break it deliberately, conscientiously, if you do not fight your way through, as it were, you do not get to the place where your nervous system knows how to regulate itself and knows how to label these consequences and punishments as safe. As safe enough for you to enjoy, experience, and conscientiously be able to say, this is what it's like to have more money. This is what it's like to have more joy and peace. This is what it's like to be more visible and it feel safe. This is what it's like to have people disapprove of me, disagree with me, and still be in my body, still stand in my power. That is the work. And this is the work that we go into detail about inside the Unpunishable Path. Being an unpunishable woman means that you've built a life that no system, man, or institution can take from you. They can't take your peace, your money, or your power. You're resourced, you're regulated, and you're rooted. You have a life team, what I call infrastructure. People that help you be your best. You've got a healthy body, a clear mind, and a vision that no one else but you is authoring. That's what it means to be unpunishable. Not perfect, but unpunishable. And so this page, my content, my mission is for the woman that society does not protect. By the way, that includes religion, your family, as well as society. But you, although single, regardless of your singleness, you're self-led, and your system disrupting. And guess what? We don't apologize for having options as single women. We do not apologize for having opinions. My name is Ashanti and I'm 36, child-free, and I'm single. I recently moved to New York from the UK. I lost 120 pounds and I'm maintaining it over the last 2 years. 6 years ago, I left religion after being blamed for my own assault. And I also have closed a business and paid off £175,000 of debt. I'm now reinventing myself. And let me tell you, it feels good. The joy, the peace, the self-respect, and the dignity that I now have is not something I'd swap for anyone or anything. So if you're a woman, and you're a single woman at that, in your 30s, maybe your 40s or 50s, you are considering, or it's the right time to reinvent yourself. That's exactly why I'm here, because I've done it more than once, and I'm in the process of doing it again. So if you give me a follow, every single day I come on here and I talk about how you can become an unpunishable woman. That involves 3 core things. 1, you have to regulate. You have to regulate your nervous system. This has been the game changer for me to be able to maintain the results that I now have. And the first step to regulating your nervous system is identifying and then breaking the invisible contracts that we as single women have often agreed to without even realizing it. I cover that in many of my other videos. The second thing after regulating your nervous system is reclaiming who you are. Quite often, society, culture, and religion tells us who we are as single women, our role, our value, our place in various settings. After you've regulated or learned how to regulate yourself, you want to start reclaiming who you are, who you want to be. And that means you get to choose. It's not anybody else's choice. You get to choose. And then the third step is that reinvention piece. At that point, you can literally decide the life you want to live, how you want to feel every single day when you wake up. You get to reinvent yourself, by the way, as many times as you want to. I've done it many times over the last 6 years, and I'm in the process of doing it again. So if you want to find out what it means to be an unpunishable woman, then I'll see you around. Your nervous system regulation is not a tool that you use to control other people. This is incredibly important because I think a lot of women have been taught to use their emotions, sometimes engage in psychological warfare with other people, men, female friends, their daughters, their mothers, right, to control people. That is not what your nervous system regulation is a tool for. And a lot of women secretly hope that healing within themselves, making progress in terms of their own identities, will result in someone apologizing to them, coming back, behaving differently or better, finally feeling understood and accepted by people. That is not what happens. And that can be very disappointing if this is why you're doing this, okay? Regulation, you regulating your nervous system is you standing in your power and doing what you can within your gift, within your means to change yourself. It is not about changing other people. 9 times out of 10, depending on the sincerity and the just decency of the human beings in your life, it may not change other people around you. Don't even have false hope or fantasies, fairy tales around other people seeing the fruits of what you do to regulate your nervous system and thinking, you know what, I might be kinder to her. Right? I might seek to understand her. I might be supportive. I might hang around. That doesn't always happen. So you cannot be regulating your nervous system, healing yourself in order to get a different reaction, a different response, a different outcome from the people around you. Regulating your nervous system changes you and your identity. It allows you to evolve. It allows you to have boundaries. It allows you to step into being an unpunishable woman. What it does not do is change the people around you, okay? But here's the beautiful thing, is that you get to free yourself from performing, from pleasing, from shrinking, from chasing, or negotiating with people who are never going to change. Who are never going to change. Now, one of the things that I have observed, that I remember an old coach told me, is that those people who are sincere and decent in your life, they will rise to the level. It doesn't have to be that you lose everybody. That doesn't have to be the outcome. It really doesn't, okay? But you have to know that they will rise if they choose to. If they want to, they will rise. That is not dependent upon you. One of the biggest questions I receive in this work from people is, how do I have the conversation without them leaving? You don't control other people. Too many of you think that you have more control, more power than you actually have. We cannot control other people's behaviors and responses. That is not your responsibility. If you're trying to walk the tightrope of regulating your nervous system, stepping into an unpunishable life as a woman, trying to control the response of other people, try and hedge your bets and ensure that they agree with you, ensure that they support you, ensure that they give you their blessing, it won't happen. And it's something that you have to come to terms with as you break these invisible contracts, as you learn how to regulate your nervous system, uncover who you truly are. You've got to be prepared to live that unpunishable life with whomever rises to meet you there.
Ladies, I don't know what is happening to my microphone. This is the third time I'm doing this. Oh my God. I feel so... If you're a creator, you know, having to redo things, oh my God, because you never do it with the same energy that you started with. Anyway, but for you, I'll do it. I was saying, you have to place yourself in situations whereby you cannot be punished by a man. You have to place yourself in scenarios whereby you are unpunishable. That goes for your finances. That goes for your self-esteem. That goes for how you look. That goes for anything, basically. And something else you have to know is that men will punish you no matter who they are too. For example, it doesn't matter who they are, whether it's your dad, whether it's your brothers, whether it's your significant other, which is so obvious, they punish us, or even the sons that you bore, they can punish you one day. You have to be very careful with this. Like, you don't have to... You know, women think that the only men who can punish them are the ones who they are intimate with. But I'm here to tell you, those are not the only men who will punish you. For example, here in Africa, they believe that women should not inherit wealth from their parents. It's only the males who should. And despite being in 2026, there are a lot of men who hold on to this thing to withhold wealth from their sisters or their daughters. Let me tell you, I've seen a lot of these cases whereby women get dogged out by their own brothers after the parents pass away, just because they believe women are not supposed to inherit anything. And something else I've also seen is a son who sued the mother out of their family wealth just because she chose to be with a younger man. She chose to do what a lot of men do, but they cannot stand what a woman does. Let me tell you, the court system is patriarchal, and as a woman, you have to protect yourself every time, because even that court system will punish you. Don't think you'll run to the courts for protection. They will punish you. You have to be unpunishable as a woman, in the sense that don't stupidly get married. By getting married, I mean, getting married is a business. If you stupidly get married, I mean marrying a man who, in case you divorced him today, you will not gain anything from it. It's not like they have wealth. It's not like he has invested all this money. It's only like a mediocre paycheck, or just a normal paycheck, or just the same paycheck you bring, or even slightly higher than you, that he has to offer. I don't care about, I love you. Those bullshit. That changes. You cannot depend on that. Your children cannot eat love, because love turns to hate. And the man you marry is not the man you divorce. So you have to be very careful as a woman. As a woman, you might be very hardworking. You get married to the wrong man, you divorce, he takes half of everything you have, or you're forced to pay alimony to him. The court system is biased also towards women. A lot of women have been forced to pay their husbands money. And by not getting married, you win. Look at the Cardi B situation, for example. She's being forced to pay that man money. That man is poor with money. He's a gambler. And they cannot stand that the divorce exposed them, which it normally does, of how poor they are at managing finances, or how much they did not work hard. They cannot stand it. So you have to be very careful as a woman, because men will punish you left, right. They will punish you. Most men seated in those offices, they're the ones withholding things from their daughters, from their wives, from their sisters, and yet you're there asking for them to protect you, protect your wealth. They'll gladly give it away to a man, because it makes them happy to see you punished. You have to be very careful out here. Men will punish you. You don't even have to know these men. You don't even have to be related to these men. They will punish you. So as a woman, you have to place yourself in positions whereby a man will hardly punish you. If you buy any asset, let it be in your own name. Don't even put your son's name on that asset. I'm sorry. You can transfer the name later, but for now, don't put it. You might end up putting it. You pass away. Your useless baby daddy comes after that piece of land, or that car, or that whatever. Personally, that is a mistake I cannot do. Be very careful out here. As women, you like to gaslight yourself into believing things on surface level. Oh, he loves me. Oh, we'll have a fairy tale life. No, you won't. What makes you think even 5 years from now you'll still see that man the same way you see him now, that you're signing those papers? You're signing your rights away as a woman. That's why they market marriage to women so much. They don't market it to men. Ask yourself why they market it to men. And right now, the men are lazy. The men are weak species. They only want to get you pregnant to have a hold on you, to misuse your assets, to take advantage of you, to drive your car, to do everything, to gain everything, but give nothing. That's what men want nowadays. So you have to be smart. Protect your wealth, especially. Women nowadays have a lot of assets, a lot of wealth. Protect it. Me, one way I normally say you protect it. Don't get married. Don't sign anything. Because when it's over, it's easier to say bye. Bye. I'm not using any legal fees in a court. But the same women will shame you. Oh, you had a baby, you did not get married. As if having a baby is an accident. Me personally, if you ever see me pregnant out here, just know it was a choice. It's not an accident. I did not want to get married. If I wanted to get married, I would have gotten married. Do you know the amount of men who offer women marriage? But us women look at them like... So as a woman, never be a woman commenting under another woman's post, oh, but you're not married. But what? What is marriage? What makes you think even in marriage, women are not left with children? In marriage, women are not single mothers. What makes you think that? You think marriage is a spell that automatically makes everything right? Marriage is a trap. Especially if the man is poor. It's a trap. Like, you'll walk away with nothing. You'll spend your money on an attorney. You'll spend your time on court. Like, it will be emotionally devastating. Work hard on yourself. Don't lose yourself. The only way you cannot be punishable by a man is to center yourself in each and every situation in this life. Always think about yourself. Center yourself. These men center themselves so much. Why don't you? Center yourself. And you'll never lose a battle. You'll never lose. Don't be afraid, even if they ask you, which name do you want to appear in this asset? Proudly say, even in front of that man, mine. Don't do things out of pity. Men don't do things out of pity. That's why they like to say that we are emotional. Don't do anything out of pity for these men. Let me tell you, the moment you'll be vulnerable to this man, he won't have pity for you. He'll be the one who will punish you. My dear, be ruthless. Even men love ruthless women. But if you're there, oh, you're always sweet, you're always, they'll punish you. They'll punish you. Let them know you're a villain. Let them know they can also step to the other side if they mess up. Let them know that. Don't forgive a cheating man. Me personally, if I knew today that my man is currently cheating on me, if I just even had the slightest inclination, I'm off. I'm gone. I'm gone. Even him, he knows I'm gone. Yes. It doesn't matter whether I'll have 50 men by the time I die. Yes, I'm doing it. I'm not. I know I'm not. And most of these men will gaslight you into thinking that all men cheat. That is what my ex told me. All men cheat. I mean, all men cheat. It's something all men do. No, not all men cheat. Not all men cheat. There are men who are sexually disciplined. And let me tell you, if a man lacks sexual discipline, he lacks discipline in all other areas too, including financial discipline. That man you cannot build an empire with, you cannot grow with. He'll punish you, he'll humiliate you, he'll embarrass you. So you gotta cut your losses early and move. Don't be there saying he'll change. No one changes from cheating. And the effects of cheating are so bad, and cheating is a choice. It's not like he fell financially. No, it's a choice. So you gotta choose yourself. Center yourself in all these situations. Don't care about what people will say. So they'll see now I'm divorced, I'll become a single mother. Me personally, if there was a time in my life I was so happy, it was when I was a single and a single mother for that matter. That's the time I was so happy with myself, with my life. I mean, yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Myself, I've enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below on what you think about this topic, and I'll be happy to engage with you. Bye.